Why are you covered in tattoos? The gym was nearly empty. Just the hum of old ceiling fans and the clang of weights on rubber mats. In the corner by the bench press stood an old man. Maybe 70, maybe older. His arms were covered in faded tattoos. Black ink turned gray-blue with time, lines blurred, symbols hard to read. He wore a sleeveless shirt and gym shorts. His body was lean but worn, skin loose in some places, tight over muscle in others. He didn't talk to anyone. He just lifted, slow, steady, controlled. A young soldier walked in. Fresh haircut, clean boots, unit t-shirt still stiff from the store. He was maybe 22, strong, confident, proud. He looked around the gym and saw the old man. He nudged his buddy and smirked. Look at that guy. His friend glanced over. What about him? All those tattoos. Looks like he got them in prison or something. They laughed quietly. The old man didn't turn around. He finished his set, racked the weights, grabbed his towel. The young soldier walked closer. He wasn't trying to be mean, just curious, maybe bored. Hey, old-timer. The old man looked up. His face was calm, eyes steady. Yeah. Why are you covered in tattoos? The question hung in the air. A few other guys in the gym glanced over. The old man wiped his hands on the towel. Different reasons, he said quietly. Like what? The old man didn't answer right away. He set the towel down, looked at his own forearm, at the ink. Each one means something, he said. The young soldier stepped closer. His tone wasn't mocking now, just direct. Like what gang stuff? The old man shook his head. No. Then what? The old man pointed to a tattoo near his wrist, a row of small numbers, faded, barely visible. This one's a date. What date? The day I lost my first man. The young soldier stopped smiling. The old man pointed to another tattoo, a single word in block letters, hard to read now. This one's a name. Whose name? A friend. He didn't come home. The gym was quieter now. The young soldier's buddy had stopped lifting. He was listening too. The old man didn't look at them. He just kept talking, soft, even. This one here, he pointed to his shoulder, a star, faded black. That's for a place I can't forget. What place? Doesn't matter now. The young soldier shifted his weight. He felt something in his chest, something uncomfortable. How many do you have? The old man glanced down at his arms, his chest, his ribs. 34. That's a lot. Yeah. The old man picked up his water bottle, took a sip. The young soldier didn't walk away. Were you in the military? The old man nodded once. Army. Marines. How long? 26 years. The young soldier blinked. Damn, that's a long time. The old man didn't respond. He just sat down on the bench, stared at the floor. The young soldier sat down too, a few feet away. I'm sorry, he said. I didn't mean to. It's fine. No, really, I shouldn't have said that stuff. The old man looked at him. His expression didn't change. You didn't know. Still. Silence. The ceiling fan rattled above them. The young soldier looked at the old man's arms again. This time, he really looked. There were symbols, coordinates, dates, names, a cross, a rifle, a pair of dog tags. Each one worn, each one quiet. Did you get them all overseas? Most of them. Where were you deployed? The old man paused. Vietnam, Beirut, Desert Storm, Iraq. The young soldier's eyes widened. 4 deployments. 7. The weight of that number settled in the room. The young soldier didn't know what to say. The old man stood up, stretched his shoulders. I should finish my workout. Yeah, of course. But the young soldier didn't leave. He just sat there, watching. The old man moved to the pull-up bar, gripped it with both hands, pulled himself up, slow, controlled. His arms flexed, the tattoos shifted with the muscle. The young soldier noticed something he hadn't seen before. On the old man's back, between his shoulder blades, a large tattoo, faded but still clear. An eagle, wings spread wide, talons gripping a globe and anchor. Beneath it, a phrase in Latin. Semper Fidelis. Always faithful. The young soldier stood up, walked closer. Sir. The old man finished his set, dropped down. Yeah. That tattoo on your back, the eagle. What about it? When did you get that one? The old man reached for his towel again, wiped his face. Boot camp, 1971. That was your first one. Yeah. And the others? The old man slung the towel over his shoulder. After what? After I realized I wasn't coming home the same. The young soldier felt a knot in his throat. He wanted to ask more, but he didn't. The old man grabbed his gym bag. You just get back? The old man asked. Yeah, 2 months ago. Where were you? Afghanistan, Helmand Province. The old man nodded slowly. How are you doing? The young soldier hesitated. I'm good. The old man looked at him, really looked at him. You sure? The young soldier swallowed. Mostly. The old man set his bag down. It's okay if you're not. The young soldier didn't answer. The old man pointed to a tattoo on his ribcage, a faded Roman numeral, XII. I got this one after my 3rd tour. I thought I was fine, thought I was handling it. Were you? No. The young soldier looked down. I don't sleep much, he admitted. Neither did I. Does it get better? The old man was quiet for a moment. It gets different. Different how? You learn to carry it, doesn't mean it goes away. The young soldier nodded. The old man picked up his bag again. You ever need to talk? I'm here most mornings, around 6. Yeah. The young soldier stood up. What's your name, sir? Richard, but people call me Rick. I'm Tyler. Rick extended his hand. Tyler shook it. Thanks, Rick. For what? For not making me feel stupid. Rick almost smiled, almost. We all start somewhere. Tyler watched as Rick walked toward the door. Then he called out. Rick. The old man turned. Yeah. I'm sorry about your guys. Rick held his gaze. Me too. Then he pushed open the door and stepped outside. Tyler stood there for a long time. He looked down at his own arms, clean, unmarked. He wondered if one day he'd have marks too. Not because he wanted them, but because some things couldn't be carried in silence alone. The next morning, Tyler showed up at 6. Rick was already there, same bench, same slow movements. Tyler walked over. Mind if I join you? Rick looked up. Go ahead. They worked out side by side. Not much talking, just the rhythm of breathing and weight. After a while, Tyler spoke. Can I ask you something? Sure. Do you regret any of them, the tattoos? Rick set down the dumbbells. No. Not even one. No. Why not? Rick looked at his arms. Because they remind me. Of what? That I'm still here, and they're not. Tyler didn't respond. Rick picked up the weights again. Every time I look down, I remember. I don't let myself forget. That sounds hard. It is. Then why do it? Rick paused mid-rep. Because they deserve to be remembered. Tyler felt something crack open inside him. He didn't cry, but his throat burned. Rick finished his set, stood up. You thinking about getting one? Tyler shrugged. Maybe, I don't know. Don't rush it. Yeah. And don't do it for anyone else. What do you mean? Do it when it means something, not because you think you should. Tyler nodded. They finished the workout in silence. Afterward, Rick grabbed his things. See you tomorrow. Tyler nodded. Yeah, see you tomorrow. Rick walked out. Tyler stayed behind for a minute. He looked at his reflection in the gym mirror. He thought about the guys he'd lost. The ones who didn't make it back. He thought about the weight he carried. The dreams, the guilt, the noise that never stopped. Maybe one day he'd get a tattoo too. Not today. But one day. When he was ready. Weeks passed. Tyler showed up every morning at 6. Rick was always there first. They didn't talk much, just lifted, spotted each other, nodded. But something unspoken grew between them. Trust, respect, understanding. One morning, Tyler noticed something different. Rick was sitting on the bench, not lifting, just sitting. His hand rested on his knee. His breathing was slow. Tyler walked over. You good? Rick looked up. Yeah. But his eyes said otherwise. Tyler sat down beside him. What's today? Rick didn't answer right away. Then he lifted his arm, pointed to a tattoo on his forearm. A date, March 15th. Today, Tyler asked. Rick nodded. What happened? Rick stared at the tattoo. Lost 3 men, ambush outside Fallujah. Tyler went quiet. I was supposed to go with them, Rick continued. I stayed back last minute, paperwork. His voice was flat, empty. They didn't come back. Tyler felt the weight of those words. That wasn't your fault. Rick didn't respond. You know that, right? Rick looked at him. Knowing it and feeling it are two different things. Tyler nodded slowly. They sat in silence. The gym was filling up now. Morning regulars, machines whirring, weights clanking. But around them it felt still. You ever talk to anyone about it? Tyler asked. Used to, long time ago. Did it help? Some. But not enough. Rick shook his head. Some things don't have answers. Tyler understood that. More than he wanted to. After a while, Rick stood up. Come on, let's lift. You sure? Yeah. They moved to the squat rack. Rick loaded the bar, more weight than usual. Tyler watched him. You don't have to push today, Tyler said. Rick gripped the bar. Yeah, I do. He stepped under it, lifted it onto his shoulders. His face tightened, his jaw clenched. He lowered into the squat, slow, controlled. Then pushed back up. 1 rep. 2. 3. Tyler spotted him, hands ready, eyes focused. Rick finished the set, racked the bar. He stood there, breathing hard. You good? Tyler asked. Rick nodded. Yeah. But Tyler could see it. The pain, the memory, the weight that never left. They finished the workout. Afterward, they sat outside on the curb. The sun was coming up, the air was cool. Rick sipped his water. Tyler looked at him. Can I ask you something? Go ahead. Do you think it ever stops, the guilt? Rick stared at the horizon. No. Never. No. Tyler exhaled. Then how do you keep going? Rick turned to him. Because stopping doesn't honor them. Tyler let that sink in. So you just keep moving. Yeah, even when it hurts. Especially when it hurts. Tyler nodded. They sat there until the sun cleared the rooftops. Then Rick stood. See you tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. Rick walked to his truck, an old Ford, faded paint, dents in the bed. Tyler watched him drive away. He thought about the tattoos again. About the weight they represented. Not just ink, but memory, loss, survival. 3 months later, Tyler walked into the gym with a bandage on his forearm. Rick noticed immediately. You get it. Tyler nodded. Yeah. Can I see? Tyler peeled back the bandage carefully. There on his forearm was a single tattoo. A name. Lopez. Beneath it a date. Rick stared at it. Your guy. Yeah. What happened? IED. We were on patrol. He was in the lead vehicle. Tyler's voice cracked. I was right behind him. Rick placed a hand on Tyler's shoulder. I'm sorry. Tyler nodded, wiped his eyes. I didn't think I'd ever do it, get a tattoo. Why'd you change your mind? Because you were right. He deserves to be remembered. Rick squeezed his shoulder once, then let go. Yeah, he does. They stood there for a moment. Then Rick pointed to the bench. Come on, let's work. Tyler smiled, just a little. Yeah, let's work. Months turned into a year. Tyler and Rick became a constant. Every morning, same time, same place. Other guys in the gym started to notice. The young soldier and the old Marine. Always together, always quiet. One day, a man in his 50s approached them. He wore a Navy veteran cap. Excuse me, he said. Rick looked up. Yeah. Are you Richard Callahan? Rick's expression didn't change. Who's asking? The man extended his hand. Tom Brennan, I served under you, Beirut, 1983. Rick's eyes narrowed slightly, then softened. Brennan, I remember. They shook hands. I thought that was you, Tom said. I wasn't sure. It's been, 40 years? Something like that. Tom looked at Tyler. This your son? Rick shook his head. No, just a friend. Tom smiled. Well, your friend's learning from the best. Tyler glanced at Rick. What do you mean? Tom looked at Rick. You didn't tell him. Rick said nothing. Tom turned to Tyler. This man right here saved my life, saved a lot of lives. Tyler's eyes widened. What happened? Tom looked at Rick, waiting for permission. Rick gave a small nod. Tom continued. Beirut, October 1983, barracks bombing, you hear about it. Tyler nodded. Yeah, I read about it. Rick was one of the first responders, pulled 15 men out of the rubble, went back in 7 times, building was collapsing, fires everywhere. Tyler stared at Rick. I was one of the 15, Tom said quietly. I was buried under concrete, couldn't move, couldn't breathe. Then I felt hands, his hands. Rick looked down. I was just doing my job. You saved my life, Gunny. Rick didn't respond. Tom turned to Tyler. He got the Navy Cross for it, but he never talks about it. Tyler looked at Rick. Is that true? Rick shrugged. It was a long time ago. Tom shook Rick's hand again. I never got to thank you properly. You just did. Tom smiled, nodded, then walked away. Tyler stood there, speechless. You never told me, he said. Didn't come up. That's a pretty big thing to not mention. Rick picked up his water bottle. It's in the past. But, Tyler. Rick looked at him. I don't talk about it because it doesn't matter. What matters is right now. Right here, this. He gestured to the gym, to the weights, to them. Tyler understood. It wasn't about the medals, the recognition, the stories. It was about showing up. Every day. Even when it hurt. 2 years after they first met, Tyler walked into the gym at 6 a.m. Rick wasn't there. Tyler waited. 6:15, 6:30. Still no Rick. Tyler's chest tightened. He pulled out his phone, called Rick's number. No answer. He tried again. Nothing. Tyler grabbed his keys and drove to Rick's house. It was a small place. One story, neat lawn, American flag on the porch. Tyler knocked. No answer. He knocked again, harder. Rick, it's Tyler. Silence. Tyler tried the door. It was unlocked. He pushed it open. Rick. He stepped inside. The house was quiet, clean, simple. Photos on the walls, military commendations in frames, a folded flag in a glass case. Tyler walked down the hall. Rick. He found him in the bedroom. Rick was sitting on the edge of the bed, his head in his hands. Tyler stopped in the doorway. Hey. Rick looked up. His eyes were red. Tyler. You okay? Rick shook his head. No. Tyler stepped inside. What's going on? Rick pointed to a photo on the nightstand. A young woman smiling, bright eyes. My daughter, Rick said. I didn't know you had a daughter. She died 10 years ago, car accident. Tyler's heart sank. I'm sorry. Rick stared at the photo. Today's her birthday. Tyler sat down beside him. They didn't speak. Just sat there. After a while, Rick wiped his face. I should have been there, he said. I was deployed, again. I missed her last birthday, and then she was gone. Rick. I spent my whole life trying to save people, and I couldn't save her. His voice broke. Tyler put a hand on his back. It wasn't your fault. Everyone keeps saying that. Because it's true. Rick shook his head. Doesn't feel true. They sat in silence. Then Tyler spoke. You taught me something. Rick looked at him. What? That we keep going, even when it hurts, especially when it hurts. Rick's eyes filled again. I don't know if I can today. You don't have to, not today. Rick nodded slowly. Tyler stayed with him. They didn't go to the gym. They just sat, talked, remembered. And when the sun went down, Tyler helped Rick to his feet. Come on, I'll make you something to eat. You don't have to. I know. Rick didn't argue. They went to the kitchen. Tyler made coffee, scrambled eggs, toast. They ate in silence. Afterward, Rick looked at him. Thank you. For what? For showing up. Tyler met his eyes. You showed up for me, every day for 2 years. Rick nodded. Yeah. So I'm showing up for you. Rick's lip trembled. But he didn't cry. He just reached across the table and shook Tyler's hand. The next morning, Rick was back at the gym. Tyler was already there. They didn't talk about the day before. They just lifted, side by side, like always. And when they finished, Rick looked at Tyler. You're a good man. Tyler shook his head. I learned from the best. Rick almost smiled. Almost. Then he picked up his bag and walked out. Tyler watched him go. He looked down at his own arm. At the tattoo. At the name. Lopez. He thought about Rick's 34 tattoos. Each one a story, a loss, a memory. And he understood now. They weren't just ink. They were proof. Proof that the weight was real. Proof that the fallen mattered. Proof that some men carry more than others will ever see. And they do it quietly. Without speeches. Without glory. Just one day at a time. Tyler grabbed his keys and headed home.